Mackey Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles, along with a knowledgeable and helpful sales staff. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City.
And we want to welcome you back here to the Mackey Motors postgame show. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. Joined here by Ava Gross of the Carroll Tigers. Ava, what a great game towards the end for you guys. I know it's not a win in the win column, 6-3 loss for you guys against Gilbert, but what a great effort from you guys tonight. Talk to me just about first game of the season. What was it like to get back out on the diamond?
Honestly, I'm so excited to be back. Last year when we went to play them, it was away and we lost 13-1. So coming back and winning or losing 6-3 is a huge improvement, especially when we lost one of our most vital players. So just being able to come back and compete with a conference team, unlike we were able to last year, is kind of just rewarding almost.
Absolutely. And talk about just the difference from last year to this year. I know you guys got some people in different positions. Yeah. You only lost one player from last year. What did Gilbert bring to the table this year compared to last year?
Honestly, they had the same pitcher as they did last year. I don't know who they lost or how many people they lost, but I feel like for us, it was just them hitting the ball not as well as we were. We were hitting it to the people or right where they were able to move and get it, and they were just hitting it to our gaps. Or honestly, we just beat ourselves. We were making errors that we know we shouldn't make and doing stuff we know we shouldn't. So it's just kind of on ourselves.
Absolutely. Obviously, you guys held them really well throughout the majority of this game, 1-0 for a lot of it. So what were some things that were going right for this team up until, obviously that one inning where they got a lot of runs?
Alyssa was I just started.
That's okay.
But yeah, she did a great job. She always does, and just her being able to go in and switch it up with all of her different pitching options is something that works really well for our team. Her and Kylie were a great pair together tonight, so just that and her probably knowing that we're there behind her just to back her up and everything, so that probably helps a little bit.
Absolutely. And we talked a little bit about it before we got on air here. The fact that you guys have Chloe Gallegos down there helping you guys and watching for some of those pitches really helped a lot. So talk to me just about the relationship you guys would have with Chloe and how it feels to have her back here this season.
It's amazing to have her back. I mean, losing her was really tough on all of us, I think. As close as we were with her, being her senior leadership was amazing. So just having her back in the dugout to give us insight on our swings or tell us what we're doing wrong. She knows the game. She knows it inside and out. So just having her there is just a huge asset to us.
Obviously, the big thing of this game, Gilbert gets up quite a bit, up 6-0 coming into that seventh inning. And you guys rallied back, especially with you. That RBI, that two RBI double was just great. So talk to me what you saw from the pitcher that got you that hit.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, Chloe would kind of just she knew what was happening. So I knew that a changeup was coming, and so I kind of just went for it, honestly. Coach was standing by third base, so I was like, oh, I cannot let him down. So I kind of just put the bat on the ball, did whatever I could, hoped they didn't get it, and they didn't, so it just kind of worked out in my favor, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, obviously, 6-3 loss is, not what you wanted to happen here today, but again, you said it right. You guys held your own against Gilbert. So talk to me just about that conference schedule. Last year was a little bit tough with some of those teams. What's sort of the focus and the attention you want to put on when it comes to those conference teams?
I think it's honestly our mindset. We just have to be up with ourselves. We have to be confident in our pitching, be confident in our catching, our hitting especially. We just have to be willing and competitive enough to compete with those conference teams. I mean, knowing we go into a tough conference, it's obviously a lot of mindset because you're oh, we're going here tonight. You just have to be able to put on the smile, put on the uniform, go out and play your hardest. So
absolutely right. Well, Ava, tough loss here for tonight, but a great game late in the game. Again, congratulations. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll switch over to Alyssa Brandt as we switch the mics over. And again, Alyssa Brandt, the starting pitcher for the Carroll Tigers here for tonight. It was kind of a fight to see who wanted to start here tonight. But Alyssa, thanks so much for joining us here tonight. Again, wanted to ask you, what does it feel like to be out in the diamond and out in the circle again?
Honestly, it feels great. I've been waiting for it all school year. It's my favorite sport, so it was just really good to get back out there with the teammates that I love and a family that we built.
Absolutely. You talk about a family. You return a lot of players from last season to this season. Not a lot of change, at least from the lineup perspective. So what has it kind of been like to work with these girls up until this point?
Honestly, since we've had so much experience, we know each other's strengths, our weaknesses, and we can all just come together and play our best game from it and know each other.
Talk to me just a little bit. Of course, you also dip a little bit into the spring season as well. So what has it kind of been like to get ready for tennis and then also get ready for the softball season?
Okay, since we made it deep into the postseason and even the team state, practices were a little crazy and missing with tennis, but in the mornings we were pitching and lifting, and then I made practice whenever I could along with working outside of the season, so it was pretty good.
Absolutely. And it looks like the practice really kind of turned up here tonight. I mean, you were pitching so well tonight. You and Shable have kind of switched in and out last season, so what did it kind of feel like to get the start for the game and pitch all 7 of those innings?
Honestly, I had complete faith in either me or Kim, whoever you put out there, I had complete faith in. But it felt good going out there, and then I just tried my hardest and knew that I could do what I could do.
Talk a little bit about pitching against Gilbert. Again, last season you guys lost on the road 13-1. What did it feel like to pitch against this Gilbert team this year?
Honestly, I kind of forgot about how they hit last year, so it was just like a clean slate, which honestly I think I do better with not knowing anything about them. And then I knew after the first 2 innings that they had strong hitters, and then we could see what the ump was calling, so using that information definitely helped to fix pitches.
And talk about that strike zone here for tonight. I feel like it was just a little bit to the left for you, so how did you kind of approach that batter's box tonight?
Since it was a little to the left, we just pitched more, and then if we could get 1 ball off, then we hit 1 ball off, and then oftentimes they swung, so then we tried to get 2 balls off, and if that kept working, we just kept going with it.
Talk to me just a little bit about that late rally. I mean, just such a big moment for you guys. Down 6-0, you get 3 runs off. What was the dugout like at that point?
Honestly, we were really hyped, and we knew that we had to score some runs, and if we didn't, it was going to be over, and I'm really proud of the way that we came back, especially after being down 6-0, and to score 3 runs, it felt really good.
Absolutely. Well, Alyssa, again, tough loss here for today, but good late rally run for you guys. Don't go too far. We'll grab a photo of you before you leave, and we'll switch over to Coach Gallegos as he'll come on the mic for us on the post-game show.
Hey, rates in the morning.
Yep.
Once again,
Everybody knows.
Coach Gallegos just telling that everyone has weights in the morning. Again, Coach Gallegos, thanks so much for joining us here on the Mackey Motors post-game show. Great to catch up with you once again. Tough loss for tonight, but you got to feel proud about the way you girls stood up against the Gilbert team. They lost last year 13-1.
Yeah, fought really well. So came back well. Really, I think both of them said it. We beat ourselves in this game. Some errors, just some first game jitters. Really tough. You know, it looks like we've had 3 weeks of practice, but this is the first time that those girls have been out on the field together in positions this for the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, they're so busy in other stuff, and so I think for that, I think they played well together. Just some communication errors and some different things. So I think we'll be pretty good.
Absolutely. And talk about just some of that bleed over. Of course, you got girls who are out for tennis and for other sports in the spring, and now that kind of the season's getting started. What has practice kind of been like without having all the girls there?
Yeah, practice is tough. You know, we love that the girls are in all these other sports and multi-sport athletes and being able to do that. Baseball and softball, we just kind of get that. It's just rough for us. It's not fair for the girls. You know, we're demanding a bunch. They're showing up for pitching and catching and weights in the mornings, going to their practices for their spring sports, coming out to practice with us, trying to get as much in as they can, and they're working really hard. We're overworking them. Plus, they're trying to get their schoolwork in, trying to finish the school year strong. But softball started now, so here we are.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, the way that the girls played, especially in the beginning parts of this game, really well, kept Gilbert down to that 1-0 lead. Like you said, just some mental errors and some mental mistakes late.
Just some mental errors. Even that first run,
Yeah.
you know, it's some overthrows, got that girl up over to third, and then you know, she shouldn't have been there, and so, you know, again, just overthrowing the ball, really. It's not a position stuff. Avery Burke, it's the first time of her out in the outfield, so she's learning that. Nerves, things like that. Some throws into home. Just some overthrows first, but just some normal jitter stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of how they played, especially fighting all the way to the end, coming back, going up the bases, getting a couple of hits. It was good.
Yeah, and talk about that late game run. I mean, 3 runs right late, cut it down to a half point or a half game lead, 6-3. What was sort of leading the charge of that point?
100%. It's just just don't quit fighting, and that's what I like. That's what we're proud of. You know, they didn't give up. They could have just been like, man, we're down 6 runs. We're not going to win this game. But they kept going. So gotta love that.
Absolutely. One last thing for you. Like we've been kind of been talking about your daughter,
Don't
Chloe
do it, don't
Gallegos.
do it.
I know, I'm going to do it to you. Chloe's back here, so you get to give her some grief throughout the season, but
Yeah.
obviously very proud that she's up at Northwest,
Oh, yeah.
playing well for softball. What is it like to have your daughter here coaching the next generation?
It's incredible. I was just like standing out there with the national anthem, just like side by side. I don't think we've ever stood next to each other in the anthem, and it's just cool. That girl knows more about softball than Brock and me, you know, combined times probably 10. And the relationship she has with the girls is special. She's able to sit in there, you know, talk to them, fix their swings. You know, like you said, you know, she learned so much more even up at Northwestern and had a great season. But all the stuff that she's learned up there, she's brought down here, and she's adjusting swings in the dugout, telling the girls, you know, little things. And Chloe's been doing that since she's in 8th grade, you know, right? And so, I don't know, man. It's great to be able to have her in there. I know the girls absolutely love it. So, it should be a fun season.
Absolutely. And talk about that next game. Who do you guys coming up next?
We'll
And
play
what's the
Denison
thoughts?
tomorrow night, and we don't know much about anything with anyone. Even this, I know you talked about 13-1 last year, but I think they had like 7 seniors last year. So Gilbert is a different team. You know, we're just gonna have to go through the first couple weeks and scout people out, see what's going on. So I think we'll be good though. I think this is a good team. We've got a lot of seniors with good leadership. I think they're gonna really play well together.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what. Sorry for the loss here for tonight, but good luck against Denison coming up tomorrow, and thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you.